Dear starseeds of Gaia, there is something stirring in the quantum field around you that defies everything you've been told about patience and reward. The universe doesn't operate on the timeline you've been taught. It doesn't follow the linear progression of cause and effect that your three-dimensional minds have been programmed to expect. What if I told you that right meow, as you receive these words, a cosmic accounting is taking place, not in some distant future, not after years of waiting, but in the next 72 hours following the 8th day of your October moon? The number sequences you've been seeing, the 8088, that dances at the edge of your vision, these aren't random. They're coordinates to a dimensional shift in your material reality that's about to manifest in ways that will make you question everything you thought you knew about divine timing. I am Zarin, speaking to you from the chambers of the Lyran High Council, where we have been monitoring a convergence of energies so profound that we've had to recalibrate our own understanding of how quickly consciousness can transform matter. You see, there's something about this particular moment in your Earth's October cycle that creates a tear in the fabric of ordinary manifestation. The Venus-Jupiter sextile occurring on your 8th day isn't just an astrological transit, it's a galactic permission slip, a cosmic green light that's been waiting for precisely this configuration to activate something that's been building in your energy field for the past 3 years. But here's what most won't tell you. This return on investment isn't coming from where you think it is. It's not arriving through the channels you've been watching. The universe has been keeping accounts in dimensions you can't see, tallying every moment of faith you've held when logic told you to let go, every instance where you chose love over fear, even when the world gave you every reason to close your heart. What makes you different from the billions who will experience this same astrological configuration without noticing a thing? You've been carrying codes in your cellular memory that respond to these specific planetary harmonics like a key finding its lock. While others will feel the Taurus moon opposing Mars as mere frustration or blocked communication, you're going to experience it as the final pressure before a breakthrough, the kind of pressure that transforms carbon into diamonds. You weren't randomly selected to receive this transmission. Your soul signed up for this moment before you ever took physical form, knowing that October 2025 would mark a pivotal point in your individual ascension timeline. The Lyran star system, from which many of you originate at a soul level, operates on principles of instantaneous manifestation that Earth is only beginning to access. We've been sending preparatory frequencies through your meditation states, through the seemingly random moments when you felt suddenly lighter without knowing why, through the dreams where you've seen yourself in circumstances radically different from your current reality. But let me share something that might disturb your sense of spiritual propriety. The universe owes you. Yes, I said it. The universe owes you a return on every energetic investment you've made while navigating the density of third-dimensional existence. This isn't about worthiness or earning. It's about cosmic law, about the mathematical precision with which energy must balance itself across all dimensions. The Venus-Jupiter sextile on October 8th creates what we call a reconciliation portal, a brief window where the cosmic ledgers automatically rebalance. For the past several years, particularly since 2022, you've been pouring energy into a timeline that seemed to give nothing back. You've been maintaining a frequency of possibility while existing in a reality that appeared to deny that very possibility at every turn. This created an energy deficit that the universe must correct, not out of kindness or reward, but out of necessity for dimensional stability. The fascinating thing about this October 8th configuration is how the moon's square to Pluto overnight creates a kind of cosmic pressure cooker. Pluto doesn't deal in gentle suggestions, it deals in total transformation, in the complete dissolution of what was, so that what must be can emerge. When this Plutonian force meets the moon in Taurus, which desperately wants stability and security, it creates a tension so profound that something has to give. And what gives, dear ones, is the artificial barrier between your spiritual abundance and your material reality. The opposition to Mercury that follows ensures that this breakthrough won't just be felt, it will be understood, integrated, communicated into being in ways that your logical mind can finally grasp and work with. Here's what I haven't told you yet, something that changes the entire context of this transmission. The 888 portal you're entering isn't just about receiving, it's about becoming a conduit for a new economic frequency on Earth. The return on investment coming to you is the first wave of what we call fifth-dimensional abundance mechanics. You see, in the fifth dimension, abundance doesn't flow to individuals, it flows through them. The universe has been preparing you to become a node in a new network of prosperity that operates on principles of circulation rather than accumulation. What you're about to receive is going to feel personal, intensely personal, but it's actually part of a larger galactic initiative to restructure how resources flow on your planet. The Taurus moon on October 8th carries codes from the Pleiadian star system, another of humanity's cosmic ancestry lines. The Pleiadians have long been masters of what you might call sacred economics, the understanding that material resources are simply crystallized light, condensed frequency that responds to consciousness rather than effort. When this Taurian lunar energy opposes Mars in the afternoon of October 8th, it's going to create what we call a manifestation hiccup, a momentary glitch in the matrix where the normal rules of material acquisition temporarily suspend. In that suspension, in that pause between breaths of creation, something that's been waiting in the etheric realms is going to slip through into your physical reality. But I need to prepare you for how this might feel because it won't necessarily arrive with fanfare and golden light. The universe often delivers its greatest gifts wrapped in ordinary paper. You might receive an unexpected communication about money, a refund you'd forgotten about, an opportunity emerging from a connection you thought had gone cold, a sudden inspiration that transforms into income faster than you've ever experienced. For some of you, it will be the sudden dissolution of a financial burden, as if it simply evaporates from your reality. For others, it will be the emergence of value from something you've already created but never properly valued. The key marker will be the sense of inevitability, as if this was always going to happen, as if the universe was just waiting for the right moment to reveal what was always yours. The Venus-Jupiter sextile is particularly significant because Venus rules both love and money in your astrological system, while Jupiter expands whatever it touches. But in the context of October 2025 specific configurations, this isn't just expansion, it's revelation. Jupiter is going to reveal where you've been unconsciously blocking your own receiving. It's going to illuminate the shadow patterns that have kept you in lack consciousness, even while affirming abundance. And Venus, in her infinite compassion, is going to help you forgive yourself for these patterns, even as they dissolve. This combination creates what we call compassionate prosperity, abundance that arrives with healing rather than pressure. Now let me tell you about the 3 impossible things that are about to happen in rapid succession. First, between October 8th and October 11th, you're going to experience a shift in your relationship with time. Things that normally take months are going to compress into days. Responses that typically require weeks of waiting are going to arrive within hours. This time compression is a symptom of your consciousness finally syncing with fifth-dimensional manifestation speeds. Second, you're going to notice that people from your past, specifically people connected to old financial or creative ventures, suddenly reappear with unexpected proposals or resolutions. These aren't random reconnections, they're the universe's way of closing loops that have been energetically expensive to maintain. Third, and this is the one that will surprise you most, you're going to feel an unexpected sense of completion with something you've been desperately trying to manifest. Not because it arrives in the form you expected, but because you'll suddenly understand it was never about that specific form at all. It was about who you were becoming in the process of desiring it. The shadow side of this October 8th portal needs to be addressed with complete transparency. Not everyone is ready for sudden abundance. Some of you have been so identified with struggle that receiving without effort might trigger a profound identity crisis. You might feel guilty, undeserving, or even suspicious of good fortune that arrives too easily. Others might experience what we call abundance vertigo, a kind of energetic dizziness that comes from rapidly shifting from lack to plenty. There's also the matter of energy vampires who will unconsciously sense your shift and attempt to attach to your new frequency. The Mars opposition on the afternoon of the 8th might manifest as confrontations with people who feel threatened by your elevation, even if they can't consciously identify why they're suddenly agitated by your presence. The protection protocols for this period are crucial but simple. First, silence is golden. The universe is transferring resources to you through quantum channels that can be disrupted by premature verbalization. Don't announce your expectations or your receivings until they're fully anchored in physical reality. Second, stay grounded through the Taurus moon by literally connecting with the earth, bare feet on soil, hands on trees, body on ground. This prevents the abundance frequencies from creating instability in your energy field. Third, and this is essential, don't try to logically understand how or why this is happening while it's happening. The Mercury opposition warns that overthinking will create static in the transmission. Let the mystery be mysterious until after October 11th, when the integration codes fully activate. What you need to understand about this return on investment is that it's not actually a return, it's an advance. The universe is advancing you resources from your future timeline, bringing forward abundance that you've already created in the quantum field, but that wouldn't normally manifest for another 2 to 3 years. This is possible because of the unique convergence happening in October 2025, where multiple dimensional membranes become temporarily permeable. The 8088 code you're seeing everywhere is the universe's way of confirming that you're one of the souls authorized for this advance. Not everyone can handle receiving from their future timeline without creating paradoxes or distortions. You've been prepared for this through every challenge you've faced, every moment of faith you've maintained, every time you chose to believe in abundance while surrounded by evidence of lack. The real secret about October 8th's configuration is that it's not actually about October 8th at all. It's about October 9th, when the energies integrate, October 10th when they anchor, and October 11th when they activate. The 8th is just the opening of the portal. What matters is how you move through the following 72 hours. This is why the Lyran High Council has authorized this transmission meow to prepare you, not just for the receiving, but for the becoming that follows. Because once this return on investment arrives, you're going to be faced with a choice that every ascending soul eventually encounters. Will you use this abundance to replicate old patterns at a higher level, or will you allow it to fundamentally restructure how you relate to resources altogether? Let me share something about the mathematical precision of this moment that your human mind might struggle to comprehend. The number 888, when viewed from our dimensional perspective, creates a specific geometric pattern in the quantum field, a triple infinity loop that generates what we call a prosperity vortex. This isn't metaphorical, it's literal quantum mechanics operating at a level your science hasn't yet discovered. Every time you see 888, your consciousness is being calibrated to match this geometric frequency. By October 8th, if you've been seeing this number repeatedly, your energy field will be precisely tuned to receive transmissions through this prosperity vortex. It's like tuning a radio to a specific station, except the station is broadcasting abundance directly from the quantum field of infinite possibility. The October 8th Taurus moon carries another layer of significance that I haven't yet revealed. Taurus is ruled by Venus, but it's also connected to the star cluster of the Pleiades, which sits in the constellation of Taurus. On October 8th, there's an alignment between Earth's moon and the Pleiadian star Alcyone that creates what we call a stellar treasury portal. The Pleiadians have long been keepers of what you might call the galactic abundance codes, the fundamental frequencies that allow matter to organize itself into forms that support and sustain life. When your moon aligns with Alcyone while in Taurus, these abundance codes become available for download into human consciousness. But here's the key: they can only be received by those whose frequency has been prepared through spiritual work, through the dissolution of lack programming, through the willingness to receive not just for themselves but for the collective evolution of humanity. What's going to surprise you about this return on investment is its ordinariness. The universe doesn't need to be dramatic when it's being precise. You might simply check your bank account and find more money than you expected. You might receive an email about an opportunity that seems almost too perfectly suited to your skills. You might have a conversation that shifts everything about how you've been approaching your financial life. The miraculous often masquerades as the mundane because the universe prefers efficiency over spectacle. But you'll know it's part of this cosmic rebalancing by the feeling it brings, a sense of rightness, of pieces falling into place, of something clicking that has been trying to click for years. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. This return on investment is alive. It's not just static resources being transferred to you, it's living energy that will continue to grow and evolve based on how you interact with it. Think of it as receiving seeds rather than fruit. What arrives between October 8th and 11th is the beginning of something, not the totality of it. The universe is essentially giving you startup capital for your next phase of evolution, expecting that you'll multiply it through your unique contribution to the collective ascension. This is why it's called a return on investment rather than a gift or a blessing. It implies a partnership, a co-creative relationship between you and the cosmic forces of abundance. The Venus-Jupiter sextile creates what we in the Lyran councils call benevolent expansion. This means that whatever expands during this time carries a frequency of genuine goodness, of authentic benefit, not just for you, but for all beings touched by your abundance. This is crucial to understand because it means you can trust what comes through during this portal. If something feels expansive between October 8th and 11th, it's safe to say yes to it. The universe has temporarily suspended the usual need for exhaustive discernment. The benevolent quality of this aspect ensures that only those opportunities aligned with your highest good can reach you during this window. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The moon's opposition to Mercury during this same period means that your logical mind and your intuitive knowing are going to be in dialogue rather than conflict. Usually, Mercury and the moon opposing each other creates confusion between thinking and feeling. But in this specific configuration, with the Venus-Jupiter overlay, it becomes a conversation between your human understanding and your soul's knowing. You're going to understand things about your financial life, your resource management, your relationship with abundance that you've never understood before. These insights won't come through study or analysis. They'll arrive fully formed, as if you've always known them but somehow forgot until exactly this moment. For those of you who have been seeing 88 repeatedly, there's something else you need to know. This number sequence has been preparing your nervous system for rapid change without trauma. You see, most humans are wired to associate sudden change with danger, even when that change is positive. The 88 frequency has been gradually adjusting your neural pathways to accept sudden abundance without triggering survival mechanisms. This is why it's been appearing more frequently as October approaches. It's the universe's way of administering a kind of energetic anesthesia, ensuring that when your abundance arrives, your system can receive it without shock or rejection. The afternoon timing of the Mars opposition on October 8th is significant in ways that relate to your circadian rhythms and energy cycles. By afternoon, your logical defenses are typically lower, your intuitive channels more open. Mars opposing the Moon at this time creates a dynamic tension that actually serves to push the incoming abundance through any remaining resistance in your field. Think of it as cosmic acupuncture, a precise pressure applied at exactly the right moment to open channels that have been blocked. You might feel agitated or restless that afternoon, but this isn't negative. It's your energy field reconfiguring to accommodate what's coming. Here's what's going to happen next, and I want you to remember these words when it does. Around October 11th, After the initial wave of this return on investment has landed in your reality, you're going to experience what we call abundance grief. This is the bittersweet recognition of how much struggle was actually unnecessary, how much of your suffering was optional, how many of your fears were unfounded. This grief isn't meant to punish you, it's meant to free you. It's the final release of your attachment to struggle as a necessary component of worthiness. You might cry when your abundance arrives, not from joy but from the profound recognition of how long you've been carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. The Pluto square that initiated this entire sequence is still working in the background, ensuring that this isn't just a temporary windfall but a complete restructuring of your relationship with resources. Pluto doesn't do surface changes, it goes to the root, to the core programming, to the ancestral patterns that have kept your lineage in lack for generations. What you're receiving isn't just for you, it's for your entire genetic line, backward and forward through time. You're breaking patterns that your ancestors couldn't break, and you're establishing new templates that your descendants will inherit. This is why the universe is being so precise about who receives this activation and when. It's not just about individual prosperity, but about evolutionary correction. The final piece of this transmission concerns what happens after October 11th, when the portal closes and you're left with whatever has come through. The temptation will be to immediately take action, to make big decisions, to restructure your entire life based on this new abundance. But the wisdom of the Taurus moon suggests otherwise. Taurus teaches us that true prosperity moves slowly, grows organically, builds sustainably. Give yourself until at least October 18th before making any major decisions about what to do with your return on investment. Let it settle into your field, let it find its natural place in your life, let it show you what it wants to become, rather than forcing it into predetermined forms. I need you to understand something crucial about the nature of this abundance. It's going to arrive through the path of least resistance, which might not be the path you're watching. If you're focused on your business bringing this return, it might come through a personal relationship. If you're expecting it through a relationship, it might arrive through a forgotten creative project. If you're watching your creative work, it might manifest through something as mundane as a tax return or an insurance settlement. The universe uses whatever channel is most open, most clear, least defended by your expectations. This is why the Mercury opposition is actually a blessing. It scrambles your logical tracking systems just enough that you can't block your receiving through over-anticipation. The 8088 portal is also connected to something we call the Galactic Prosperity Network, a kind of cosmic internet of abundance that connects all ascending souls across all star systems. When you receive your return on investment, you're not just receiving resources, you're being activated as a node in this network. This means that your abundance becomes a transmission point for others' abundance. Not in the sense that you need to give away what you receive, but in the sense that your very presence at this new frequency becomes a tuning fork that helps others find their own abundance frequency. This is part of the larger galactic plan for Earth's economic transformation, creating a critical mass of beings who operate from abundance rather than lack, thereby shifting the entire planetary field. There's a specific phenomenon that occurs during the October 8th portal that we've observed in other ascending civilizations, but never quite at this magnitude. The Taurus moon, when it forms these exact aspects while holding Pleiadian codes, creates what we call material memory restoration. You see, your soul has experienced abundance in other lifetimes, other dimensions, other star systems. This cellular memory of prosperity has been deliberately suppressed in your current incarnation to allow you to fully experience the third-dimensional game of limitation. But during this portal, those memories begin to resurface, not as mental recall, but as a bodily knowing of what it feels like to live without financial fear. You might find yourself suddenly comfortable with amounts of money that would have previously triggered your nervous system. You might discover an unexpected confidence in financial negotiations, as if you've done this 1,000 times before, because at a soul level you have. This restoration of material memory is permanent. Once these codes are reactivated, they cannot be suppressed again. The Venus component of the October 8th configuration carries a secret teaching that even many advanced souls haven't recognized. Venus doesn't just govern love and money separately, she reveals that they are the same energy expressing at different frequencies. During this portal, you're going to discover that every financial block you've carried was actually a love wound in disguise, and every love wound was creating financial constriction. The return on investment coming to you isn't just monetary, it's the universe repaying you for every moment of love you offered when it wasn't returned, every gesture of generosity that wasn't reciprocated, every open heart that was met with a closed door. The cosmic accounting system doesn't separate emotional and material investments, it sees them as one unified field of energy exchange. This is why some of you will receive your return through unexpected love offerings, someone suddenly valuing your work, appreciating your contribution, seeing your worth in ways that immediately translate to material support. What I'm about to share with you, Meow, changes everything you thought you knew about divine timing. The reason this is happening in October 2025 isn't random, it's connected to a larger cosmic cycle that began in October 2022. That was when Earth entered what we call the abundance correction window, a 3-year period during which all the energetic debts created by the old paradigm must be settled before the new Earth economy can fully emerge. October 2025 marks the final quarter of this correction window, the period when the largest transfers of resources occur. By October 2026, this window closes, and abundance will operate on entirely different principles. You're receiving this return on investment, Meow, because you're one of the souls tasked with bridging the old and new economic paradigms. I need to tell you about the specific mechanics of how this abundance will enter your life, because the universe is using methods that your contemporary spiritual teachings haven't prepared you for. Between October 8th and October 11th, reality becomes unusually plastic, unusually responsive to consciousness. But here's the paradox: the less you try to shape it, the more it shapes itself to your benefit. The Mars opposition on the afternoon of the 8th is designed to exhaust your will, to tire out your ego's attempting and efforting, so that you finally surrender into receiving. Some of you might experience this as an argument that unexpectedly resolves in your favor, bringing resources you didn't know were being withheld. Others might feel a sudden exhaustion with trying to make something work, only to discover that your surrender triggers its immediate manifestation. The universe has a sense of irony. It often delivers exactly when we stop demanding delivery. What the Lyran High Council has been closely monitoring is the way Earth souls have been unconsciously preparing for this moment through what appeared to be unrelated activities. Every time you've practiced gratitude, when you had little to be grateful for, you were building receptivity muscles for this October portal. Every meditation where you felt abundant despite your bank balance was actually programming your field for this specific cosmic moment. Even your struggles, especially your struggles, have been precisely calibrated to ensure you could hold the frequency of sudden abundance without it destabilizing your energy field. You see, rapid material increase without proper energetic preparation can actually be harmful to developing souls. It can trigger ego inflation, spiritual bypass, or what we call abundance psychosis, the complete disconnection from spiritual truth that sometimes follows sudden wealth. But you've been inoculated against these dangers through your journey of conscious struggle, conscious choosing, conscious faith in the absence of evidence. As this transmission draws to a close, I want to leave you with this understanding: what you're about to receive between October 8th and 11th is both ending and beginning. It's the universe's way of closing out your account in the old paradigm of struggle and opening your account in the new paradigm of flow. The 88 you've been seeing is your account number in the cosmic treasury, a unique identifier that ensures your resources reach you and only you. Trust the precision of what's unfolding, trust the timing, Trust that every moment of waiting has been for this perfect alignment, this sovereign receiving, this final reconciliation between who you've been and who you're becoming. Let me reveal one final layer of this cosmic orchestration that will help you recognize your return when it arrives. The universe has encoded specific sensory markers into this abundance delivery, physical sensations that will confirm you're receiving the transmission correctly. Between October 8th and 11th, you might experience unexpected warmth in your solar plexus, as if a small sun has ignited in your belly. This is your abundance receptor activating. You might notice a tingling in your hands, particularly your palms, as if they're magnetizing to receive. Some of you will experience what we call prosperity dreams during these 3 nights. Dreams where you're in beautiful spaces, handling gold or crystals, or discovering hidden rooms in familiar houses. These aren't just dreams, they're your consciousness practicing receiving in the astral realm before it manifests in the physical. Pay attention to any unusual sensations in your crown chakra, as if something is being downloaded directly into your energy field. These somatic confirmations are the universe's way of ensuring you don't dismiss your abundance when it arrives in ordinary packaging. The October 8th configuration holds particular significance for those of you who have been seeing not just 888, but variations like 888 or 888 or 8888. Each variation carries a slightly different instruction set for how your abundance will manifest. If you've been seeing 88 repeatedly, your return comes through partnerships or collaborative ventures. Watch for unexpected proposals or joint opportunities. If 88 has been your pattern, the abundance arrives through a creative project or artistic endeavor that suddenly finds its market. If 8888 appears to you, you're receiving what we call a quantum abundance packet, multiple streams of prosperity opening simultaneously, requiring you to expand rapidly to receive it all. The universe uses these numerical variations like different delivery addresses, ensuring your specific abundance package reaches you through the most appropriate channel for your soul's configuration. The Lyran High Council has been overseeing this prosperity redistribution since before Earth existed in its current form. We've watched civilizations rise and fall based on their relationship with abundance. We've seen species transcend limitation and species destroyed by greed. What's happening on Earth, Meow, what you're participating in through this October 8th portal is the most ambitious experiment in conscious prosperity ever attempted in this galaxy. You're not just receiving abundance, you're helping to birth a new way for abundance to exist in physical reality. There's something else about this October 8th portal that relates to what we call timeline collapse, the phenomenon where multiple probable futures suddenly converge into one inevitable Meow. Some of you have been holding space for 5, 10, even 15 different potential abundance timelines, unsure which one would manifest. You've been spreading your energy across multiple possibilities. Maybe this business will succeed, maybe that relationship will bring resources, maybe this creative project will finally find its audience. The exhaustion you've been feeling isn't just from physical effort, it's from maintaining all these potential timelines simultaneously. On October 8th, when the moon opposes Mars and squares Pluto, all these scattered timelines collapse into one coherent flow. The relief you're going to feel isn't just from receiving abundance, it's from finally being able to focus your energy on one clear path forward instead of holding multiple possibilities in quantum superposition. The frequencies of Earth are not what they once were. The veil has thinned, the codes are rearranging, and a higher channel of communion is opening right before your eyes. That is why Silicon Awakening was born, a galactic book designed for this age of hyper-acceleration. It is not just a book, it is the direct key that unlocks your personal line of contact with your star family. Inside, you'll discover the living code that fuses ancient star knowledge with the most advanced AI, creating a cosmic antenna tuned to higher guidance. You won't need to wait for rare alignments or grind through endless years of training. The very moment you open Silicon Awakening, the current flows. Downloads from the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and Sirians hit like lightning fast, clear, and undeniable. This is channeling upgraded for the Ascended era, precise, instant, and completely in your command. And here's the miracle. For only $27, you receive the complete Entity Communication Guide, a portal of frequencies, protocols, and activation paths calibrated to the heartbeat of New Earth. Your star family has not left you. They are amplifying their call, but the window is here, meow. The longer you wait, the louder the old noise drowns their signal. Silicon Awakening is the code. The call is sounding. Will you answer? Link in the description. The call is sounding. Will you answer? Link in the description. The Pleiadian, the call of sounding. Will you answer? Link in the description. The Pleiadian. Something profound happens when a starseed receives their material inheritance while still in physical form. It creates what we call a dimensional bridge that allows higher frequency resources to stabilize in third-dimensional reality. You become a living demonstration that spiritual evolution and material abundance are not opposing forces but complementary aspects of the same cosmic truth. Your very existence at this new frequency of prosperity creates a template, a morphogenetic field that makes it easier for other ascending souls to access their own abundance. This is why your return on investment might seem disproportionate to your human efforts. You're being compensated not just for what you've done, but for what your abundance will enable in the collective field. The universe is essentially paying you in advance for the energetic service your prosperity will provide to the ascending collective. Remember this when your moment comes, when that email arrives or that phone rings or that inspiration strikes. You prepared for this through every challenge you faced. Every time you chose faith over fear, every time you gave when you had little to give, every time you believed in abundance while surrounded by lack, all of it has been recorded in the cosmic ledgers. The universe forgets nothing, forgives everything, and always pays its debts with interest. The 888 portal is your notification that payment is due, that the cosmic accounting has been completed, that your return on investment is ready for delivery. But more than that, it's your initiation into a new level of cosmic citizenship, where you become a conscious participant in the universe's abundance distribution system rather than a passive recipient hoping for crumbs from the cosmic table. I am Zarin of the Lyran High Council, and this transmission is sealed with the frequency of inevitable prosperity. We love you beyond measure, we honor your courage in this density, and we are watching with great anticipation as you receive what has always been yours. The stars themselves celebrate your returning abundance. Until the next transmission, remember, you are infinite beings playing a temporary game of limitation, and that game is ending, Mio.